Hey, everybody. I just love to tell a good story. That's what this channel's been about since the beginning. But today's story is not about trees or chipmunks. Today's story is about one of our trail brothers. Raptor, who you may remember from the Appalachian Trail, is about to embark on something pretty special. And I wanted to share his story with you today.
Hey, how are you?
Good morning, Raptor.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right. So once in a while, you hear a story that's profound enough that you want to share, and in this case, it's your story. But just to back up a little bit, um, I remember meeting you at the Zealand Falls Hut, and you were as literally as mad as a wet hen.
And I had the great idea that I had to jump across this water crossing. And I was like, I can't do it with my pack on my back. So I decided I was going to take my pack off and throw it over. And I thought that was a good idea at the time. And there was an incline on the other side. So my pack came back into the water and started flying away. So now I was trying this whole way to not get wet. So now I'm in the water trying to save my pack, which is now floating down the water. And yeah, when I met you guys, I think on that, I had to take my whole pack out. I thought everything was ruined because that's the first time my whole pack was in the water.
To
Yeah,
me, it was like that scene from the movie Walk in the Woods, and Katz is like throwing everything he owns off the cliff. Yeah, you were throwing everything you owned out of your pack all over the place at Zealand Falls Hut. And
yes, yes,
but
yeah,
somehow from that moment on, we started walking together. And do you realize we walked together for 350 miles?
yeah,
We
yeah.
got through the Whites together, uh, and then we kind of decided we would keep it going. And so we did Mahoosic Notch as a foursome with Sam, and uh, and it was fun. And then we continued on. And when you got to Katahdin, you had completed your entire through hike, and we got to be witness to that.
Oh, it was fun. It was you guys made the whole last two states. I couldn't have had more fun. It was awesome. It was awesome.
One night around the campfire, you confessed that you had done marathons in, I think at that time, 49 states and seven continents. You have now like 59 marathons behind you.
Yeah, yeah.
And you started this when you were 25 years old.
I just turned 50 in October and gonna do the Boston Marathon here in 3 weeks. So it'll be my 50th and at age 50. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Anxious, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Boston has a number of charities, and I think it's over 40 charities that they have with a set number of runners that get to participate and to promote their charity and to raise X amount of funds, right? So, in doing this, back in September, this process started. Back in September, when you qualify, that's when you pick out a charity team that you want to run for, and then you submit your application, basically saying why you want to do it, what you want to raise, right? And I picked the Dana-Farber Marathon Challenge, the Cancer Institute, because it's just what it meant to me over the years of so many, family, friends, neighbors, teachers, so many people that have been affected by it. So yeah, I found out in September I got selected to the team and was really, really excited because not everybody gets selected. It's actually very hard to get selected. So, from that, just started my journey on charity and training and everything. So, I think out of Boston, there's about 30,000 runners, and about 5 or 6 thousand are for charity slots, and the rest are for those who qualify. And so, yeah, very lucky and very thankful that I did get chosen and excited to raise funds for a great charity and just participate in this great race.
So where are you at in your training right now?
Training's been going really well. I train 3 days a week, really, which isn't a lot for marathon runners. A lot of people will run more, but I found for my body to recover, it's better for me just to train a little bit less. So I run on Tuesday and Thursday, and then I do my long runs on Sunday. So tomorrow will be my final long run. So after tomorrow I'll probably do around 23 or 24 miles, and then we'll taper into the race.
59 marathons is incredible. But I noticed that some of these marathons were like almost back to back.
I did it where I would train and I would get into good enough shape that I could do multiple marathons. And usually I would do them, a few weeks apart. I was going to do the Kalamazoo Marathon on a Sunday. And there just so happened to be a marathon in Wisconsin the day before. There's actually a challenge. They call it the Mitten Challenge if you do both marathons in both days. So yeah, I took on this Wisconsin marathon on Saturday. Then I drove from that race to Kalamazoo, Michigan. And I remember I had ice packs on my knees and my just basically my ankles. So I was driving while icing my legs for it was about a 4 or 5 hour drive, I think. And got there, recovered, just did a lot of rolling, a lot of stretching, and was able to do it the next day. So it was good. It was something I didn't know if I could do. It worked out.
You've run a marathon in Antarctica.
Four of us, my brother and a couple of my other buddies went, and great experience, unbelievable.
I mean, were you running on ice with like micro spikes?
No, it wasn't as bad as it was probably low 20s, when we
Okay.
started, which wasn't terrible. It was at this base. There was snow on the course, but it's kind of a muddy, snowy course. And it was like an out and back. So it was on
Okay.
this uninhabited type of land in northern Antarctica. So the coolest thing was to get to the race, we had to take a dinghy boat. We were on our ship and we had to go in and get in our little boats and be go over to land and had to take our shoes with us and put them on. And yeah, it was unique, and you couldn't have any wrappers or so it was very unique on what you could eat and how you ate it and everything else. So the whole experience was neat. And at the end of the race, I remember I was coming in and there were some penguins that were right in front of the finish line. So, so everyone's like, stop. So it was, so I had to stop for a while and let the penguins go through. And
Your slowest race was 8 hours and 41 minutes.
that was the Inca Trail Marathon down in Peru. So that was, boy, if I think of it, that's probably one of my most rewarding runs I've ever done. Actually, an ultra just slightly over a marathon, about 27 and a half miles. And goes over, you're over 13,000 foot. You have two or three peaks that are really high. And it's really aggressive terrain. It was a long one. It took me forever because it was kind of mountain climbing slash running.
That had to be a really grueling race. How many people were out there with you?
Not many, not many. I think there was only about, I don't remember, maybe 25 or so.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, really, really small race. Actually, at the end of it, the coolest thing is you come down after the sun gate and you go into where you're gonna see Machu Picchu for the first time. And so you're running and you're just looking down and you can see this. And the race was, there was no finish line, there was no banner, there was just one of the guys that was just standing there. And once you get to him, he's like, okay, you're done. So it was a little bit anticlimactic when it comes to the final, but just running into, seeing the Machu Picchu was really special. For a while, when I first started running, I was all about the time and trying to, I had so many goals, like I got to do this, or if I don't do this time, I'm disappointed. Um, but then I learned to just, it's more about just enjoying it. So I kind of quickly went from, being so goal oriented on my times to just, doing it. And that's what kept me going and actually kept me running because otherwise I probably wouldn't still be doing it. Yeah, just enjoying it more.
What are you
Good
looking
stuff.
forward to on race day?
Oh man, I think the excitement, when I'm seeing just like having friends along the course, being able to see Sam there and just everybody's they're already telling me different mile markers they're going to be at, and just being inspired because going through the different marathons. I mean, I've run so many marathons where there's hardly anybody there, and it's good, and there's sometimes that's good, but having a lot of support and just the people along the way, I'm excited about that because that really drives you, keeps you going.
Yeah. What is after this?
One of the goals I had was I wanted to do 100 races between marathons and half marathons. So I've come to think that maybe marathoning might be a distance that I'll go down from a little bit and maybe start doing more halves. So as of now, I've done like 20 or so halves and races. But so I kind of want to go to do, if I can get to 60 marathons and maybe 40 halves, and just to continue running and enjoying it and doing halves. And not to say I won't do a marathon again, but more focused on reducing the distance a little bit as far as running. But got to do some hiking and some other stuff too, for sure.
I know all the Campfire confidants are very proud of you and what you're about to do.
It's incredible. I mean, the friendships you make because you're bonded when you're out on this trail. The times you go through when you're in the hard times and you see people in different ways and you're uplifted. So thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to come on here and talk a little bit. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it.